Let's bring in Nicole Parker, former FBI special agent and Fox News contributor. It was a bizarre encounter. This was Chris Johns, who was running for the Burton City Council. He said he was out canvassing, going door to door when he met Sanford, and he went off. Listen here.
Extremely anti-Mormon. I mean, then it got into that, you know, they have additional books in their Bible, the Mormon Bible. He goes, that's not Christian. They put people above Jesus. And then really what I walked away with, you know, the statement I'll never forget was that Mormons are the Antichrist.
Wow. Okay, so just days before he went on this deadly attack, he was out spewing this in a driveway, talking to somebody going door to door. What is your takeaway from all of this?
That's very, very important to the investigation. The FBI, local law enforcement, they will be looking at that conversation. I know that they've interviewed this individual, and that will be very key. Obviously, the shooter is dead. The alleged shooter is dead, will not be going to court or going to trial, obviously, but this is very important. I myself, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but I am Christian and I am of the LDS faith. And when I hear that, it actually makes my heart break. Because you know what, Sandra? Jesus Christ is my Savior, and that is what we are all about in the gospel of Jesus Christ at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I can unequivocally tell you that we are not the Antichrist, and that is false information that he allowed to get into his mind. And as we further looked into it, and as I've done research on it, this individual had a failed relationship. He had gone to Utah after he'd served in Iraq over 10 years ago, had a failed relationship with a woman of the LDS faith, and he held this bitterness for years and years. And had recently been going on this tirade, not only to that, you know, person running for city council, but also to friends at a recent wedding that he had attended. And again, this is over 10 years ago. He was married at the time that he did this. He has a child with, you know, some health issues, but he held on to that grievance. And that's very important when you're looking at it from a behavioral analysis perspective. Those are types of things that did not go away. That hate that he had and that hate that he developed for the LDS Church never, ever subsided. And he acted out on that hate. Whatever it was that was the precipitating stressor that triggered him that day, I do believe this was planned out for a while. I don't think it's coincidental that he had this conversation with someone. And so, again, this is not a political, violent attack. This is an attack on Christians. This has nothing to do with politics. This has to do with his hate for the LDS Church, which is actually very heartbreaking to me, but it does happen. And it's really sad when people have misinformation about your faith. But again, we are about forgiveness. We are about love. We are about loving our enemies. And that is what the members of that community are going to do. And members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints will do that, because that is what we believe in. That is what the Savior would do.
Now to the story we were teasing before we went to the break, and that was that grieving father whose sweet daughter was murdered by someone with 39 arrests, 25 felonies. You heard him go off. This is Stephen Federico, whose daughter was murdered on a trip in South Carolina. And here he is speaking out on what he says are soft on crime policies that got us here. Listen.
The soft on crime stuff has to stop. We have to be able to keep career criminals in prisons. It takes a judge and a solicitor to make those decisions. It took 10 minutes to find out that Alexander Dickey was a career criminal and what his extensive record was. They didn't bother to do their homework. That's the problem. We have to stop more Logan Federicos. I can't save her now, but buckle up, put your helmet on.
You woke up the wrong daddy, he said, and now he's on a mission to make sure this doesn't happen to someone else's family. You look at Alexander Dickey's career criminal rap sheet, charged with murder now, 2 counts of first-degree burglary, 2 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime, possession of a weapon by a convicted felon. Why was this man on the street?
It's because of what we're seeing over and over in certain jurisdictions in our country. It is wrong, it is abhorrent, it is disgusting. Violent criminals and people that have committed these types of acts should not be out on the loose. This is why we have this repetition with crime in our country, because people are not held accountable. And when there is no accountability, the crime cycle continues. And I watched this father's testimony, and you know what? My heart really broke for him, because that is heart-wrenching. And I have such admiration and respect for him that he is out there standing up for his daughter. And again, he cannot bring his daughter back at this time, but he can help try to save future lives from other people and other parents losing their children just to violence and to illegal, criminal acts, that this person should have been in prison and should not be out on the street. Soft on crime policies do not work, and we're seeing that across our nation. There's got to be accountability. We've got to have people that are in responsible places of, judges, prosecutors, law enforcement, elected official. This is an all hands on deck issue, and I am so grateful for this father. I have such deep respect. My condolences to him. My heart breaks for him, but this cannot continue to happen in our country.
Beautiful girl. We've had her pictures up while you've been talking, Nicole. Our hearts break for that father, and he is now on a mission to make sure this doesn't affect other families like it has theirs. Thank you so much, Nicole.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.